Uncomfortable Truths, Chapter 1, Radical Self-Honesty. My truth. I remember when I first moved to California from Georgia. I was in the ninth grade trying to make new friends, find my place. And one of the girls I had become close with had invited me to an all-night Bible study. One of my besties and I decided to go. Now, I had grown up in the church. I've experienced the presence of God, the Holy Ghost, and I've experienced moments that I felt deeply personal and sacred. But I wasn't prepared for what I walked into that night. There were only about 7 people there, but everyone was expected to participate and do so in the same way. There was shouting, there was wailing, crying, real intense displays of emotion. And more than anything, there was an unexpected, unspoken expectation that if you truly wanted to belong, you would do what everybody else is doing. So my girlfriend and I, we looked at each other. We wanted to fit in. We wanted to belong. We did not want to be the only ones sitting quietly off to ourselves. So we performed. We wailed, we shouted, we did all the things everybody else was doing. The problem was, it wasn't real. At least for me, it wasn't real. I remember leaving that night with an ache. I couldn't explain what was going on in my body. It wasn't that I doubted God. It was that I doubted whether I was acceptable exactly as I am. Somewhere inside, I absorbed a very painful message. If you want to belong, you have to become someone you're not. Looking back, I realized that night wasn't really about church. It was about performance. It taught me that acceptance could be conditional, that authenticity might cost me connection, that my quiet, natural way of experiencing the divine was not enough. I never went back, but I carried that lesson with me for years. It showed up in relationships, at work, in friendships, even in my own healing journey. I became very good at reading the room and becoming what people thought I wanted to be. And that's why today I have no interest in spiritual performance. I don't want to fake healing. I don't want to fake joy. I don't want to fake enlightenment. And I really don't want to fake God. If I cry, I want the tears to be mine. If I pray, I want the words to be mine. If I worship, I want it to come from my heart, not because I'm trying to prove that I belong. I've learned that God does not require performance, only my presence. And for me, that has become one of the most uncomfortable and liberating truths of all. That experience became the beginning of a lifelong realization. The hardest truths I would ever face were never about other people. They were always about me. The uncomfortable truth. I am no longer interested in spiritual performance. I am interested in my radical truth, even when it humbles me, especially then. The kind that cracks open my chest, the kind that exposes the jealousy I'd rather deny, the kind that shows me where I shrink, compete, resent, or pretend. I don't care. Uncomfortable truths are the moments I catch myself before I make someone else the villain, before I build the case, before I gather evidence, before my ego runs far and wide, convincing me that someone else's behavior is the reason I can't have peace. They are the pause between being triggered and choosing growth. They are the realization that what agitates me most in others often lives unclaimed inside me. I used to think transcendence meant rising above humanity. Now I know it means walking straight into it. It means admitting that I want to be chosen. I don't like being told what to do. I can feel jealous of people I love. Sometimes I'd rather be right than be free. I can slip into victimhood when I feel excluded. I can mistake independence for protection. Radical truth is not self-attack. It's self-ownership. It's the willingness to say, this reaction is mine. This wound is older than this moment. This feeling won't kill me. This is my work. Now, my ego doesn't particularly enjoy that part. It would much rather prepare a PowerPoint presentation explaining why someone else is the problem. But healing has taught me to ask a different question. What is this showing me about me? Uncomfortable truths are sacred because they return me to myself. Not the polished version, not the enlightened version, the real one. The woman who can feel envy and still love. The woman who can still envy and still love. Who can be triggered and still choose response. Who can want belonging and still stand sovereign. This is not being evolved. It's being honest. And honest is holy. And freedom begins the moment I stop hiding from myself. Sit with this. Before you turn the page, pause for a moment. Not to judge yourself, not to fix yourself, simply to be curious. Ask yourself, what truth am I avoiding? Where am I making someone else responsible for my feelings? What part of me have I rejected that is asking to be seen? What story am I telling myself that may no longer be true? If I responded from love instead of fear, what would I do next? Don't rush to answer. Some questions aren't meant to be solved. They're meant to soften you. Let them do the work. A small practice. Take 3 intentional breaths. Place one hand over your heart and one over your belly. Close your eyes for just a moment and ask yourself, what part of me needs compassion today? Then ask one more question. What would love say to that part of me? Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Simply notice what arises. Sometimes awareness is the healing. Sometimes compassion is enough. Remember, healing isn't built in breakthrough moments. It's built in honest moments. Healing happens because we practice telling ourselves the truth again and again and again. One honest moment has the power to change an entire life. A truth to carry with you. Truth does not ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be present.